Say the words. Perform the incantations. May his light bless us on our way.
We have a Gewehr 41 stock, and this is the first place I am starting with this particular project. It has to be the stock because it's probably the most messed up part of the rifle. And let's just look here. We have somebody has put a layer of black paint on this thing. We have a crack there running back from the wrist. This is just kind of a damage assessment video. I don't know if we can see, trying to get it to there it is. There's a crack that runs back. I'm gonna have to take care of that. This rifle has some issues. Somebody cut the butt plate off to probably put a rubber pad on. That's really common. And then they cut the front of the stock off. And this is actually exciting to me. This is a rare stock, even in this condition. The best thing about this is, yeah, somebody lopped off pieces of it, but nobody ever sanded it. Look at that. We have the original Waffen-Amps. They are crisp. Just yesterday, I took some goof off and a toothbrush, and I scrubbed where I knew the Waffen-Amps would be, and they showed up, and that's great. And then I'm slowly beginning to uncover the serial number. Come on, there it is. The serial number there, the original serial number, this is the original stock matching the action, is all there. And there's gonna be an original Waffen-Amp under there too. So in a way, this black paint protected the original condition of this buttstock. But the thing I want to show with this series is really kind of where it's been and where it's going and what it ends up as. And I don't quite know yet how much I'm going to be able to bring this rifle stock back. Luckily, I bought this. This is a pretty cheesy reproduction. This guy from Poland sells these things on eBay. He makes all kinds of stocks. This is a pretty cheesy one. I have most of the stock here. I just need this piece back here to graft onto this, and then I need the front end up here to graft onto this. And with stain and camouflaging and a lot of work, this will blend into this, and you won't notice it on a gun rack. The good thing about this repair is, see that line kind of running the periphery of the butt? That is good news. That means whoever cut this stock did it right here, right at this junction between what's hidden by the metal and, let me get that out here. I have a whole bunch of parts for this thing in my drawer. This is the metal for the back of one of these things, and it fits over like that. Some guy cut right there, and you can still see the remnants of that, where the butt piece that fit underneath the metal used to be. See right there on the end. And then I'm just gonna square this off. I'm gonna cut this, square this off, and I'm gonna bond this to the back of this stock. And that repair will be completely hidden. Nobody will know that happened because the metal will be there. That I'm not worried about. This repair up here, unfortunately, whoever cut this thing up here was not as thoughtful as when they cut it back there. They cut this about an inch behind where the front barrel band goes. So I'm gonna have to get this guy. There probably will be a seam right about here on this stock where it transitions over to this wood, but I'm gonna do my best to try to blend that and camouflage those in. It'll be a strong repair, it'll be functional, and most importantly, this is the original serial numbered stock with the original Waffen-Amps. Move the other side, there they are. Yeah, this is a rare bird. I'm gonna bring this back, and I think I can do it. This is how it looks like before and we'll see how it goes. I am currently in the process of stripping all that paint with this stuff. This stuff is scary, okay? This stuff is really scary. I have a evacuation system set up here, which is pulling air at a high velocity out directly from the workspace. And I'm careful about how much of this stuff I use at once. I am always amazed at the kind of shit I get up to in my one-bedroom apartment. And as you can see, the paint is coming off, but geez, is this a chore, because this stuff is bad. Alright, so we just put a quick coat of tung oil on this stock. And, it just looks so much better. Markings are there. Wrist marking is still there. Markings under the butt. This thing is just covered in markings. I mean, and they're all still there, you know. It looks pretty good. It's, you know, it is what it is. I'm not going to remove more wood. I'm not going to remove anything else from this. It's an honest piece. It looks nice. And most importantly, it doesn't look like it's been sanded. You get these rifle stocks that have been sanded so much, their contours are messed up. And they just look so clean, they don't look like a 75-year-old firearm. So this, not only is it so much better than it was, the markings are still there, it just looks honest. So I got this stock set up here in my universal work holding system, and I don't have a whole lot of space in here. This is literally the corner of my bedroom, and the patron saint of Jackie Kennedy is staring into my soul, and Jack is looking at Wild Bill Hickok here. So this is just my room. This is a corner of my room. The first thing I need to do is that buttstock repair. And this is, I don't know if you can see, let's try to get the camera angle right here. There is a definite curve, and I don't know why they did that. I'm gonna start taking away until this is smooth, the whole way. And I have no way to hold this camera other than this, so I'll just pretty much do that with my sharp chisel and bring this smooth so that can get cut off and grafted on there. All right, so I've been working on this thing just kind of on and off today when I've had the time, and we are getting pretty good. I put this white background up back there to show that this thing, it's touching down pretty good. You can see a little bit through there, but it's touching down pretty good. It doesn't have to be super perfect, but it's also touching down all the way. And that is good, because when I graft that butt plate end over there from that chintzy stupid stock onto this real stock, I want this to be flat, so that's just easy to marry the two surfaces. Well, it has been done. I have chopped the butt plate metal holding piece, whatever you want to call that, off of this chintzy beech stock. So this can once more go where it belongs, into the corner. And this piece, I did my best to cut it straight, and what I did was I actually snugged this down with a pair of modified drywall screws that I just cut really short. So I snugged this in with the drywall screws, and I used the metal as a guide. And as you can see, I wasn't quite straight. I was pretty good, but it doesn't matter, because this is soft wood. I can leave this exactly as it is in the metal, put it in my vise, and file it smooth. And then this, I already got really smooth. This will mate up with that. What I'll do is I'll replace those screws with the proper screws that I have, snug it all down while I'm gluing it, and it'll hold it perfectly in place while it glues. So I'm gonna start smoothing this out in that. Well, it is done. This piece has been flattened and I have it loosely screwed on to the stock here. Unfortunately, the holes just don't, they line up okay, but as you can see, this whole thing is cockeyed. And when you put the stock metal, okay, I'm back. When you get the stock metal on, it looks okay. And remember, this gap isn't going to be there. This is just quickly screwed on, not very tightly. But look at that. Look how off kilter that is. So this is going to get more complex. I'm going to have to re-drill the holes, which means I'm gonna have to plug the current holes in this stock, let those plugs cure, make them flush, and then acroglass on this whole butt plate assembly in a way that is as straight and bang on as I can get it optically, so it doesn't have this off-kilterness to it. That just is not gonna fly. And then I'm gonna go in with a drill and re-drill those holes and get some screws in there. And then that'll all look right. So, as I briefly explained, I had to put dowels into where the old screw holes were drilled in this stock. Alright, so this is the finished comb repair on the G41. I glued it in place, and then I actually put two 3/8 walnut dowels through the comb into the butt stock, so that this is just as strong a repair as it can be. And what's really great is that when the butt plate's on, you'd never know. You'd never know.